At a small campsite in British Columbia, a trail camera captured a disturbing sound in the middle of the night. In 1970, Ron Moorhead was camping in the Sierra Mountains when he captured something entirely unusual.
There's two of them across the creek at the big rocks.
From across the creek near the massive boulders, two separate sound sources could be heard. The recording caught eerie, low-pitched chatter and strange vocal sounds that did not match any known animal calls. Even today, many believe the unsettling audio may have recorded Bigfoot's voice. On July 21st, while deep in the forests of southeastern Oklahoma, a hiker from South America started hearing disturbing noises as he walked through the area late at night. Growing more uncomfortable by the minute, he pulled out his camera and began recording. What appeared on the footage was unsettling. At least two massive figures, quiet and eerily human in appearance, moving between the trees. They matched the familiar description often linked to Bigfoot: towering height bodies, covered in thick dark hair, and glowing eyes that seemed far too convincing to be part of any prank or costume. On March 5, 2025, two couples went hiking through a small clearing in the Colorado mountains, a route they had traveled many times before. This time, however, something immediately felt wrong. Before long, they began hearing the sound of heavy footsteps along with strange, incoherent noises coming from farther down the trail. A few moments later, they finally saw it. One of the hikers quickly took a photo that was later posted online by the account Squatchwatch1. The image appears to show a tall, hunched figure moving only a short distance away. What especially caught the attention of researchers were the creature's proportions, with arms hanging unusually low below the knees. Colorado has been tied to reported Bigfoot sightings for decades, and some people believe this may be one of the clearest images ever taken of the legendary creature. While hiking alone through the dense forests near Manila, Utah, a man recorded something unusual on camera. In the distance, he spotted a massive fur-covered figure before it suddenly disappeared back into the trees. At the moment, he was unsure of what he had actually seen. It wasn't until later, while reviewing the footage at home, that he realized the entire encounter had been captured on video. The mystery still remains: was it truly Bigfoot, or simply someone wandering through the woods in a costume looking for attention? In May 2025, a man filmed unusual footage near Coyote Ridge in the eastern Sierra, more than 10,000 feet above sea level, while recording his dogs outdoors. Beyond the trees, a dark figure could be seen moving steadily across the snow.
Be careful.
Someone nearby quietly warned, "Be careful." What immediately caught attention was the way the figure moved smoothly and with very little vertical motion, unlike the natural stride of a human. No other people had reportedly been seen in the area that day, and although some believed it may have been a person wearing heavy winter clothing, it seemed unlikely for someone to be wandering alone so far into the wilderness. Why would anyone stand out there, silently watching from a distance, Bigfoot a person or something else entirely? Around that same time, another video began circulating online, this time reportedly filmed in Germany. The footage showed a tall, hairy creature walking upright through the forest. The exact date, location, and identity of the individual recording the video were never confirmed. The fur appeared tight against the body and shifted naturally as the figure moved, while the creature showed no visible reaction to being filmed. Still, without any verifiable details, many viewers were left wondering whether the footage was genuine or simply another carefully staged hoax. A Reddit user explained that his uncle, who owns a 20 to 30 acre property in Colorado, had recently sent a photo to their grandmother. According to the uncle, the image could possibly show evidence of a Bigfoot sighting on his land. The poster admitted they were not completely convinced, especially with so many AI-generated images appearing online today. Wanting other opinions, they shared the photo with the Reddit community to ask whether it looked authentic. Most responses claimed it looked more like a cardboard Bigfoot cutout than anything real. By the end of the discussion, even the original poster agreed the image appeared just a bit too perfect to fully believe. On May 30th, 2025, a family living on a densely wooded property captured something deeply unsettling on camera. The footage showed a tall, ape-like figure moving quietly through the trees. Even under the low lighting, several details were immediately noticeable, including its broad shoulders and a strange, almost human-looking walk. After the video was later enhanced to reveal additional detail, the mystery only became more intense. Was it simply a person wearing a costume, or had they truly recorded a real creature on camera? This man had set up a trail camera deep within the forest, expecting it to capture nothing more than ordinary wildlife. However, when he later collected the device and examined the footage, he was shocked by what appeared on the screen. A dark, upright figure could be seen moving down a steep slope covered in leaves. Its appearance was strange, with long arms hanging low near the thighs, a thick build, and almost no visible neck. Some people now believe this may be one of the clearest recordings ever captured of the elusive creature. A group of hikers traveling through a remote forest in the United States began to feel as though something was watching them. To be safe, they started filming the area around them as they continued farther into the isolated woods. Soon after, a huge ape-like figure covered in dark reddish-brown hair suddenly rushed out from the trees, causing the group to flee in panic. Later on, they managed to capture more footage of the same creature moving back into the forest. Believing it was no longer a danger, they carefully followed behind and recorded additional clips. Some viewers pointed out that the creature's hair appeared to shift naturally with its body movements, making them think it was more than just a costume. Even so, many people remain doubtful because the footage itself still doesn't seem completely convincing. Remember the feeling of walking through a video rental store, searching the aisles, grabbing movie cases, and hoping your favorite film was still available? For many people, it remains a nostalgic reminder of simpler days. But for one employee captured on security footage, that nostalgia came with something far stranger. While making his usual nightly rounds, restocking DVDs and organizing shelves, unusual activity suddenly began inside the store. Movie cases started sliding outward on their own, dropping onto the floor one after another. There were no customers nearby. The lights remained dim. Yet somehow it looked as if someone or something was still wandering through the store after closing time. The recording appears to show a playful poltergeist refusing to let the store close for the evening. And judging by the footage, whatever was inside did not seem interested in leaving before choosing one final movie to borrow for the night. These are some of the most disturbing trail encounters ever captured on camera. A YouTuber from the channel Outsider Tank planned to spend a peaceful day surrounded by nature. While searching for a suitable place to camp, he began feeling as though someone or something was secretly watching him.
What the... What is that?
Only moments later, he spotted a strange figure standing far off in the distance. After uploading the footage online, viewers quickly began arguing over what the figure could have been. Some claimed it was merely a cat, or possibly a possum hidden within the shadows. Others, especially people who examined the clip closely, believed the shape looked unsettlingly human, resembling the face of an elderly woman with skin so pale it almost appeared gray. Whatever appeared in the footage, it certainly did not resemble an ordinary person. Could the figure have been a witch, or maybe the spirit of someone who once wandered those woods and never truly disappeared? Nobody knows the answer for certain. Still, one thing appears obvious. It was not a cat, and the man was extremely fortunate to leave the area without being harmed. Two hikers recently shared a photograph online claiming they had come across the legendary Bigfoot. The image was captured deep inside the forest, far away from the main trail, a location so isolated it could explain why nobody had previously managed to photograph the creature there. Very few people ever travel that far into the wilderness. The hikers also stated they heard loud and unsettling sounds shortly before the encounter, although they were unable to determine what caused them. However, they are not the only people convinced they discovered evidence. The Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization later explored Deadwood, an abandoned ghost town frequently connected to strange stories, and reported Bigfoot encounters. While recording near an old collapsing house filled with bats, the group noticed movement between the trees. The photo was taken at the exact moment one member claimed to spot a humanoid figure, something walking upright with visible arms and legs moving between the trunks. Some viewers believe the image was caused by lighting or possibly a small animal hidden in the background. Others suspect it may show something far more mysterious. The team strongly believes the photograph is authentic proof that Bigfoot exists. Whether that belief is correct or not is ultimately for you to decide. A man was traveling along State Route 2 when he spotted something unusual, a strange figure jumping between the trees. Interested, he pulled over and succeeded in taking a photograph. What makes the encounter especially fascinating is that he knew nothing about the local legend surrounding the Mothman. He had only recently relocated to Point Pleasant and had no knowledge of the town's disturbing past. The legend began on November 15, 1966, when two couples reported seeing a huge winged creature with glowing red eyes near the abandoned power plant outside town. During the weeks that followed, many residents described similar experiences. Witnesses reported unsettling sounds, sightings of enormous flying figures, and several unexplained events that caused fear to spread throughout the community. Then, on December 15, 1967, exactly 1 year afterward, disaster struck. The Silver Bridge connecting Point Pleasant to Ohio unexpectedly collapsed, resulting in the deaths of 46 people. Many locals eventually believed the Mothman was not responsible for the tragedy, but instead a warning sign, an omen that disaster was approaching. If I had been in that driver's position, I probably would have avoided isolated highways for at least another year, simply to stay safe. A woman photographed a forest trail she had personally cleaned and organized, planning to show the picture to her son afterward. However, after examining the image more carefully, she noticed something strange, a faint human-shaped figure standing in the background. She zoomed into the photograph and marked the area, attempting to figure out exactly what she had captured. Her son, who later uploaded the image online, stated that he was extremely familiar with the location. According to him, there was nothing in that area resembling a tree stump or any object matching the figure's appearance. The location was later inspected again, and nothing similar could be found. They even tried recreating the image using another person, but the figure's color and appearance looked far too gray and lifeless to resemble a real human being. Nobody else from the family was outside at the time, and the mother claimed she had been completely alone when the photograph was taken. Some people believe she may have accidentally photographed a woodland spirit, a protector of the forest, believed to appear only to individuals who respect nature. Others think the image is nothing more than unusual lighting a statue or possibly digital manipulation. Whatever the truth may be, the photograph continues to leave viewers deeply unsettled. Two friends went out for a simple walk along the coastline in Thailand, bringing small backpacks and a camera, expecting only a quiet day near the ocean. However, their trip became far stranger after they spotted something unusual washed onto the shore, a creature unlike anything they had ever encountered before. At first glance, some people may assume it was simply a fish, but after looking more carefully, it did not fully match that explanation. The creature appeared to have a tail yet its limbs looked strangely human-like, with shapes resembling hands and even clawed fingers. Many viewers who watched the footage believe it may have been a ninjan, a mysterious being rumored to live within the freezing waters surrounding Antarctica. How a creature like that could somehow appear in Thailand remains completely unexplained. Personally, it seems more believable that this was some type of undiscovered marine species, another reminder that humanity has explored only a very small portion of what actually exists beneath the surface of the ocean. Viewers continue debating whether the incident shown in this footage was an example of bravery or pure recklessness. Captured by a doorbell camera, the video shows a homeowner standing on the porch beside several dogs when a large black bear suddenly rushes forward and attacks one of the animals. The homeowner responds instantly, stepping directly between the bear and the dog in an effort to stop the attack before pushing the animal back toward the edge of the porch. Seconds later, a wooden bench is pulled into place to block the entrance and keep the bear from returning. The encounter is both intense and terrifying, yet also undeniably impressive. Watching someone face such a dangerous creature in order to protect their pets and home is extraordinary. Still, one question continues to remain: was it truly an act of courage or a dangerous decision that could have ended far more badly? A video featuring a transparent sea creature, discovered by a fisherman, has recently attracted enormous attention online. The footage, first uploaded to Twitter, shows someone holding a small marine animal resembling a fish that appears completely see-through. Its body, including the head fins and limbs, has a glass-like appearance, allowing light to pass directly through it. People who watched the clip have shared countless theories about what the creature could be. Some viewers believe it may be some kind of alien life form, while others think it is simply an undiscovered species living somewhere in the ocean. Considering how little humanity has explored of the deep sea, many believe it is entirely possible that strange creatures like this exist far beneath the surface in unexplored regions. Whatever the animal truly is, the unusual crystal-clear organism remains both fascinating and strangely beautiful, serving as another reminder of how much mystery still exists within Earth's oceans. Some people, along with many conspiracy theorists, believe reality itself may actually be a simulation, and that certain strange events could be evidence of glitches within it. One particular video recorded from an airplane appears to support that theory. The footage captures a beautiful aerial view of a bridge surrounded by water. However, in the middle of the calm scenery, something extremely unusual becomes visible. Another airplane seems completely frozen in the air, remaining motionless, despite clearly being airborne. Everything else within the frame appears perfectly normal. Clouds continue moving, the landscape shifts below, yet the aircraft stays suspended as though time had somehow stopped around it. The image looks so bizarre that many viewers assume the footage could be computer-generated. Others, however, believe there may be a reasonable explanation involving perspective or an optical illusion. Whatever the real explanation may be, the video still confuses many people who watch it, leaving viewers wondering whether it shows a genuine phenomenon or perhaps a rare glitch within reality itself. This footage is deeply unsettling. The creature shown in the video appears to resemble a disturbing combination of a woman and some type of feline entity. At first glance, the similarity to a mythical being is difficult to ignore. It strongly resembles descriptions associated with the succubus, a demonic figure originating from medieval folklore. According to legend, a succubus appears in female form, often entering dreams in order to seduce men and drain their energy through intimate encounters. Throughout history, the creature has been described as both seductive and deadly, representing temptation and fear at the same time. Considering the nature of the footage, it is highly likely that what appears in the clip was fabricated. If encounters with such a creature were ever truly possible, surviving one would probably be extremely unlikely. Even so, the imagery remains disturbing enough to spark curiosity. Whether the video is the result of convincing visual effects or something far stranger, it continues leaving viewers divided over what they actually witnessed. A video was shared by the YouTuber The Facts by howdhunt.com after he received the footage from one of his followers and believed it was too unusual not to upload. The clip shows a tall bipedal figure moving across rough, uneven terrain from a distance. It crosses slopes and rocky ground that would normally be difficult for a person to navigate, yet it keeps steady balance and moves with a smooth, consistent pace. Each incline and drop in the terrain would usually make walking more difficult, but the figure moves across it effortlessly. Even so, the distance, the movement, and the environment make it hard to determine exactly what is being seen. The way it moves appears controlled, yet still uncertain. What do you think it could be? This clip was posted on Squatch's Reels Instagram. During the winter of 1969, people living in Bossburg, Washington, found more than 1,000 large barefoot tracks after a heavy snowfall. The prints crossed frozen fields, roads, and wooded areas and were documented through photographs and plaster casts. They appeared overnight and continued across open ground without interruption. One foot appeared normal, while the other showed a noticeable deformity that changed the way it pressed into the snow. The tracks displayed changes in weight distribution, toe spread, and depth that seemed consistent with natural movement. Researcher Renee DeHinden and anthropologist Dr. Grover Krantz later examined the trail, but once the snow melted, the entire trackway vanished without leaving additional evidence behind. Some viewers believed the tracks could have belonged to Bigfoot, while others argued they were simply made by a person or part of a staged hoax. What do you think they really were? A teenager was hiking alone through a remote forest in the United States when he heard movement ahead and started recording. The camera captured a large primate-like figure moving low across all fours, briefly crossing and blocking the trail. In several frames, the body appears bulky with what looks like fur stretched tightly over it and visible muscle movement underneath. It did not clearly resemble a bear, but its true identity remains uncertain. The teenager quickly turned and ran while the figure remained back among the trees. He never gave a clear explanation for what he believed he had encountered. What do you think he actually saw? In 1987, 16-year-old Teresa Ann Byer from Fresno, California, vanished during a camping trip in Ghost Canyon near Shut-Eye Peak in the Sierra Nevada mountains. She had traveled into the area with 43-year-old Russell Skip Welch, an older acquaintance she had reportedly been spending time around. Several days later, Welch returned by himself. Initially, he told investigators that Teresa had run away, but his story later changed and he claimed she had been taken by Bigfoot. When search crews arrived at the location, they discovered a campsite that appeared unusual. Certain items seemed deliberately arranged, and there was no obvious sign showing where Teresa had gone. Despite large ground and aerial searches, no evidence of her was ever located. A helicopter later found Welch's shirt nearby, and testing reportedly revealed traces of meth. Welch was charged with child stealing, but was later released and additional charges were never maintained. As time passed, the investigation eventually went cold. Many investigators believe Teresa most likely became the victim of foul play and that the Bigfoot story was used to distract attention from the case. Even so, within some cryptid communities, the story still circulates, with some people connecting her disappearance to alleged Bigfoot abduction stories. Nearly 40 years later, Teresa Ann Byer has never been found, and what happened in Ghost Canyon still remains unresolved today. A hunter had installed a trail camera deep within the woods, hoping to capture footage of wildlife activity. One weekend, he returned to check the recordings while getting ready for another trip into the backcountry. That was when he noticed something strange. A large, dark figure could be seen walking upright as it moved between the trees. Shocked by what he discovered, he uploaded the footage online and asked others for help identifying whatever had been captured. He questioned whether the figure could have been Bigfoot or simply someone trying to play a prank. The hunter insisted the area was extremely remote, far back in the woods, and that very few people even knew where the camera had been placed. What do you think was recorded on that camera? A Reddit user named Jacob Abraham was hiking off trail when he spotted something that initially appeared to be a bear. He took out his phone and started recording, but as he continued watching the figure move, he began to doubt that it was actually a bear. Even then, he still could not clearly determine what he was looking at. Later, he showed the footage to a friend who recommended posting it online. Some viewers believed the figure could have been Bigfoot, while others argued it was simply a bear viewed from an unusual angle. What do you think he actually captured on video? A Reddit user, known as SasquatchBalls45, uploaded a video reportedly sent by a friend from a hunting lease near Honobia, Oklahoma. According to the story, the friend noticed a dark figure walking upright through the trees and continued recording until the figure eventually disappeared from sight, never appearing again afterward. Some viewers believed the figure resembled descriptions commonly associated with Bigfoot. What do you think it actually was? During the 1980s, deep within the forests of Alberta, Canada, a lone camper noticed something moving in the distance and quickly started recording. The brief footage he captured appears to show a large bipedal figure walking through the trees. It does not resemble a human and does not seem to match any known animal native to the area. The figure continues moving steadily through the forest, but its true identity remains uncertain even after closer examination. The footage has never been completely explained, leaving the encounter unresolved even today. Some viewers noted that the height, upright posture, and broad shape closely resemble common descriptions associated with Bigfoot. What do you think it actually was?